Hey there, and welcome back to Revit Crash Course Episode 2. So if you're just joining us, we've already covered the basics of getting started in Revit. That was in the previous episode. In today's video, you'll learn how to add walls, windows, floors, rooms, and more components to your model. So this is super beginner friendly, and we made sure that anyone can follow along easily. Let's get started. So the template comes preloaded with 4 walls, which is a great starting point. But let's say you want to add another wall. So you go to the Properties panel and choose a wall type. So for this example, select the generic 4-inch wall and click to begin drawing the wall. And you'll notice that snapping feature is active, which helps you align midpoints, endpoints, and other key points similar to AutoCAD. You can adjust these snapping settings as needed. And once the wall is drawn, your 4 original exterior walls now define 4 rooms. To add a door, select the door tool and from the available option, choose a 3x7 wood door with a 4-inch frame. So hover over a wall to see placement options and click to place the door, and it will automatically align to the wall and allow you to flip its orientation if needed. And once the door is placed, it becomes a smart component. Select the door and check the Properties panel. Here you can adjust the settings, add information, or toggle features on and off. We'll explore more of these customization options as we continue the course. Okay, so let's continue by adding a window. Select the Window tool from the Architecture tab and choose a double hung window, 36 by 48 for example, from the type selector. Place it directly in the wall. Then let's explore the Components tool, and these are preloaded elements in the Revit template organized by CSI categories for easy navigation. While this example includes limited options, the course template you'll download will feature a variety of components ready to use. For now, let's add a plastic laminate countertop. Drag it into the space, move it to the desired location, and adjust its size or height in the Properties panel. So for instance, set the height to 30 inches. And even though this change might not be visible in the floor plan, it automatically updates in the 3D view. Open the default 3D view to see your countertop and window, so you can further refine components in this view. So for example, to turn off the backsplash and side splash on the countertop, select it, locate the relevant checkboxes in the Properties panel, and uncheck them. You can also adjust its height again, so try changing it from 30 inches to 42 inches, and the model will visually update in real time. So to add an interior elevation, go to the View tab, select Elevation, and place the elevation marker in the room. Revit lets you toggle between elevation views by adjusting the marker's direction. Once placed, an elevation view is automatically generated and available in the project browser. So this smart feature allows you to quickly create detailed interior views that stay synchronized with other plans. For example, if you move the window 11 feet to the right in the floor plan, the elevation updates automatically. This consistency across views is one of Revit's key advantages. Alright, so let's add a ceiling. So in the Architecture tab, select Ceiling. Revit automatically detects and outlines the room's perimeter based on the walls, allowing you to sketch the ceiling with just a click. So ceilings don't display in the floor plan view by default. So to view them, just switch to the reflected ceiling plan in the project browser. Once you're in the ceiling plan, you can adjust the grid. So for instance, you can shift the grid lines using the Move tool or rotate them by selecting a grid line and specifying an angle. So let's say 45 degrees. Alright, since this is a 3D ceiling and not just a pattern, you can also view it in the 3D model. Click the ceiling to highlight it and you'll notice it turns blue, giving you a clear visual of its placement. So to change the ceiling's height, go to the Properties panel and adjust the height offset. So for example, increase it from 8 feet to 10 feet and the model automatically updates. So to cut a section through your model, go to the View tab, select Section, and draw the section line on your plan. Revit generates the section view immediately, which you can access by double-clicking the section marker or finding it in the project browser. So now let's add a floor to your model. So go to the Architecture tab and select the Floor tool, And while you can add a floor in a 3D view, it's much easier to do this in a floor plan view. You'll create the floor by drawing its boundary lines, similar to how ceilings were created. So for this example, zoom out and draw a slab beneath the exterior walls. So as you draw the floor, you'll see small lock icons. These allow you to lock the floor to the walls, so if one moves, the other updates immediately. However, use this feature cautiously. Locking can sometimes cause unexpected issues like items being deleted. So in the Properties panel, set the floor's level to the appropriate one, so let's say first floor. So click the green check mark to complete the floor. You might not notice much change in the floor plan view, but when you switch to a section view, you'll clearly see the floor slab's outline beneath the walls. Okay, you've added a floor to your model, complementing the walls, doors, windows, and ceilings. Okay, let's add a room to our model. Start by switching to your floor plan view, and the tabs at the top of Revit indicate the different views you have open. You can switch between them by clicking on the tabs or using the tab key on your keyboard to cycle through. So in the floor plan view, click on the room tool. Similar to ceilings, Revit automatically recognizes the boundaries of walls to define the room. Once you place the room, it is automatically tagged. But you can customize this tag. Say, for example, you might want the tag to display the room name, number, or area. Click on the room tag to make edits. You can easily change the room name and number. So let's say, for example, type in living room, and Revit will instantly calculate and display the square footage of that space. Moving briefly to the Structure tab, it's worth noting that unless you're drafting structural drawings, you won't use many of these tools. However, this tab provides options for adding footings, foundation slabs, beams, trusses, and other structural elements. Alright, so these components aren't preloaded in the template since it assumes structural design won't be a primary focus, but you can always add them later if needed. So the Systems tab offers tools for adding ductwork, air terminals, and mechanical equipment. Many manufacturers now provide models with built-in parameters that integrate seamlessly into Revit schedules. Also, piping elements like bends, fittings, and accessories can be added to create a thorough documentation of your building systems. And finally, the Insert tab is where you can link Revit or CAD files, manage images, or load additional families. So when working with CAD files, it's important to link them rather than import, as importing can bring in unnecessary layers and data which might clutter your model. Alright, so in this video, we covered how to add rooms, set up structural elements, and use the Systems and Insert tabs to integrate all kinds of components into your Revit model. So if you found this helpful, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more Revit tutorials, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or if there's something specific you'd like to see covered in the next lesson. Okay, thank you so much. Bye!